am Honey Drops.
And I am Classic.
On Confession Night, every Monday, 9:15 to 10 p.m. This is a place where real people share their deepest, darkest secrets.
Are you also ready to ignite the spark in your love life?
Every Wednesday, 9:15 to 10 p.m. on Bedroom Bliss, it's a moment to explore the heart of intimacy, passion, and connection. We also delve into topics like desire, pleasure, and vulnerability, and help you create a more fulfilling and satisfying love life.
And relieve the excitement of first date debrief every Friday, 9:15 to 10 p.m., where we dive into the high and lows of new love.
From the shadows to the spotlight, let's explore the human experience in all its complexity. Stay glued to Whispers in the Dark on Radio Afinju for a journey that will leave you breathless.
When heavy rain begin fall and plenty water full everywhere, dey alert my people, shine your eyes as e dey happen for other places. If e reach your side,
má ṣe da ìdọ̀tí sójú àgbàrá, gbé ilẹ̀ rẹ fún àwọn ọkọ̀ akólẹ̀.
no go put yourself for danger dey waka for flooded roads.
Gbọ́ o, ǹjẹ́ tó bá rí ẹnikẹ́ni tó hùwà tó lòdì sí òfin àmójútó ìdọ̀tí àti ẹ̀gbin, ẹ fi tó àwọn aláṣẹ létí. Report to the nearest authorities.
Má ṣe da ìdọ̀tí sójú àgbàrá.
Ìlera lọ́rọ̀. This awareness is brought to you by Radio Afinju.
Wherever you're listening or watching Radio Afinju, the time is 3 p.m.
First, a look at the highlights. Court defers judgment in suit seeking Ganduje's sack to September 23rd. Al-Qaeda-linked group says it was behind Mali attack. Trump praises amazing women who tailed golf course gunmen. A very good afternoon and welcome to the World News on Radio Afinju. My name is Stella. Aderanti, the news in detail. An Abuja Federal High Court has shifted the judgment in a suit seeking the removal of the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, to September 23rd. Reports say the matter, which was earlier fixed for today, was not on the court's list. It was gathered that the parties in the suit had earlier been reached by the court registrar for a new date because the judgment was not ready. Recall that Justice Inyang had on July 5th fixed today for the judgment. Justice Ikwo fixed the date after counsel to the plaintiff, Benjamin Deville, and lawyers to the defense adopted their processes and made a submission for and against the case. The plaintiff, the North Central APC Forum, led by Sali Zazaga, and had filed the suit to query the propriety of Ganduje's appointment as the chairman of the APC when he is not from the North Central geopolitical zone. Former Governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, has honored the invitation of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, after months of back and forth and an attempt by the agency to arrest him. A statement by the director, Yahaya Bello Media Office, Ohere Michael, said Bello honored the invitation of the EFCC after due consultations with his family, legal team, and political allies. The statement said the former governor, who has great respect for the rule of law and constituted authority, had all the while only sought the enforcement of his fundamental rights in order to ensure due process. Michael said Yahya was accompanied to the EFCC headquarters by high-profile Nigerians. The move comes after Justice Emeka Wite of the Federal High Court Abuja adjourned proceedings on the alleged money laundering case instituted by the EFCC against Bello to September 25th. It will be recalled that Bello was sued by the EFCC on a 19-count charge of alleged money laundering to the tune of 80 billion naira. However, Bello has consistently refused to honor EFCC's invitations for questioning and has consistently boycotted court trials. The Nigerian Air Force has commenced the airlift of election materials for the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to Benin, Edo State. The development comes ahead of the upcoming governorship election scheduled for 21st of September 2024. A statement by the Deputy Director, Public Relations and Information, Nigerian Air Force Kabiru Ali, said the move is part of a broader effort to ensure timely and secure delivery of sensitive materials necessary for the smooth conduct of the elections. He said the airlift operation demonstrates the collaboration between NAF and INEC aimed at facilitating logistics and ensuring a peaceful election process in Edo State. It will be recalled that the Chief of Air Staff, Hassan Abubakar, during a recent meeting with the INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, reiterated NAF's commitments to provide an airlift for the swift movement of electoral materials. Aviation workers in Nigeria have suspended their planned protest slated for September 18, 2024, over 50% deductions of the revenue of aviation agencies. Last week, aviation unions in the country blamed the federal government for its refusal to reverse its 50% deduction policy from the internally generated revenues of the agencies in the aviation sector. The agencies are the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, the Nigeria College of Aviation Technology, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, and the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau. However, in a statement from the General Secretary of the National Association of Aircraft Pilots and Engineers, Olayinka Bioye, the workers discontinued the planned protests. The Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency has urged states along the Benue River to increase their vigilance. The call is coming following the ongoing plan by the management of the Latgo Dam in Cameroon to open the dam for water to gush out. In a statement made available to journalists by the NIHSA, signed by the Director General Umar Mohammed, he said the states likely to be affected by the flow of water from the dam are Adamawa, Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, Kogi, Edo, Delta, Anambra, Bayelsa, Cross River, and Rivers. The agency also called on governments at all levels to implement adequate preparedness measures to mitigate potential flooding that may result from rising river levels during this period. Away from Nigeria, an Al-Qaeda-linked group has said it was behind an early morning attack in the Malian capital, Bamako. The authorities said armed men targeted a military training school and other areas in the city, blaming a group of terrorists for the assault. Jihadist group Jama'at Nusra al-Islam Wal Muslimin, JNIM, claimed responsibility, saying it had inflicted heavy human and material losses. The attack was the first of its kind in years to hit Bamako. Before Tuesday, the city had largely avoided the Islamist insurgency that has rocked Mali for more than a decade. JNIM is considered to be one of the most active militant groups in the wider Sahel region, having staged numerous attacks in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. In other parts of Africa, thousands of supporters of Ghana's main opposition party, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, have been protesting nationwide to demand an independent forensic audit of the country's voter register. Party officials say they have identified errors in the electoral roll for December's nationwide poll that require correction. The election authority says errors that were previously identified have been corrected. Ghana, which has held a series of peaceful but hotly contested votes over the past 3 decades, is heading for another ninth-age presidential election. In the capital, Accra, demonstrators clad in red and white T-shirts carried placards with inscriptions. The NDC alleges discrepancies, including illegal name transfers, missing voters, and the inclusion of the names of over 50,000 dead people. In Asia, voters have begun casting their ballots in regional elections in Indian-administered Kashmir. Kashmiris lined up outside polling stations in the morning to vote in a local government election for the first time since the disputed territory lost its semi-autonomous status in 2019. 9 million registered voters will choose members of the Himalayan region's 90-seat legislature. After today's first phase of voting, second and third rounds will be held on September 25th and October 1st. Votes will be counted on October 8th, with results expected the same day. Kashmiri political analyst Sheikh Hussain told reporters the election is significant because it has become a sort of referendum on the region's historic special status, which was revoked by India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That move, upheld by the Supreme Court last year, sparked anger and fear in India's only Muslim-majority region, with many worried under Modi's Hindu nationalism. New Delhi aimed to change its demographics. Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party-led government has said that getting rid of the region's special status restored normalcy in the area and helped its development. In Europe, a partial evacuation has been ordered in Russia's Tver region after a massive Ukrainian drone attack sparked a fire there. The local governor, Igor Rudenya, said emergency services in the town of Toropets were trying to localize the blaze caused by fallen drone wreckage, but did not say whether there were any casualties. The military site reportedly housed fuel tanks as well as artillery shells, ballistic missiles and explosives in a series of warehouses, all weapons that have been used in Russia's relentless full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Intense storms battering Central Europe and now reaching Italy, where warnings for heavy rain, strong winds and floods have been issued for much of the country. Floods are already reported in the central city of Pescara, while the Italian Meteorological Service's weather alerts apply from the northern coast of Emilia Romagna to the far south. The warnings come as flooding has devastated parts of Poland, the Czech Republic, Romania and Austria this week, leaving at least 21 people dead. Information has it that authorities in Croatia, Hungary and Slovakia are also warning of flooding in the coming days. The significant flooding has been caused by Storm Boris, which brought vast amounts of rain and snow at the weekend. More than 5,000 soldiers have been deployed to help people in southern Poland, including the 40,000 residents evacuated from the town of Nysa. The flood waters are receding in some places in the region and spreading in others, with the extent of the damage revealed in Polish towns like Gluchow-Lazy. And from the Americas, Donald Trump has praised an amazing woman motorist who he said tailed an alleged gunman as he made his getaway after an apparent assassination attempt on the former president on Sunday, leading to a speedy arrest. In his first public appearance since the incident, the Republican presidential candidate told a crowd that the unnamed civilian saw something in the ugly that was bad. She spotted the suspect run into his car and became suspicious, so followed him in her own vehicle and took pictures of his license plate, Trump said. Ryan Wesley Rouse, 58 years old, was arrested in an SUV less than an hour after he allegedly fled Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. Trump shared the account last night at a town hall-style event in Flint, Michigan, with Sarah Sanders, his former press secretary and now governor of Arkansas. Trump was rushed to safety unharmed after Secret Service agents spotted a muzzle of a rifle sticking through the shrubbery as the former president was playing a round of golf. Still in the U.S., the FBI and the U.S. Postal Department are investigating suspicious packages received by election officials in 17 states. Federal investigators said they were collecting the packages and that some contained an unknown substance, though there were no reports of injuries. They were sent to secretaries of state and state election officials across a swath of the country from New York to Alaska. It comes amidst reports of rising threats directed at election officials across the U.S. and warnings of political violence as November's presidential election approaches. The FBI and U.S. Postal Department said they were trying to determine how many letters were sent and who was behind them, as well as their motive. In the Middle East, Israel's Mossad spy agency placed explosives in thousands of Hezbollah pages before they detonated across Lebanon. The health ministry says at least 12 people were killed, including 2 children, and thousands injured when the pages went off. Separately, Israeli and U.S. sources say Israel detonated the pages earlier than planned, fearing that Hezbollah had become aware of the plan. Hezbollah used pages after banning mobile phones earlier this year, saying they were too easy to track. The pages seemed to carry a Taiwanese brand, but Taiwanese firm Gold Apollo denies any involvement, saying the pages were made by a Hungarian firm. Ammunition expert told reporters the devices were likely packed up with up to 20 grams of military-grade high explosive. And talking sports, Roma sacked coach and club icon Daniele De Rossi after a poor start to the season, which has left the Serie A team without a win and languishing near the relegation zone. In a statement, Roma said that former Italy midfielder De Rossi has been relieved of his duties after just 8 months in charge following the sacking in January of Jose Mourinho. Roma, in a statement, said the club's decision is made in the best interest of the team to get back on the desired path as soon as possible at a time when the season is still in its early stages. A World Cup winner with Italy in 2006, De Rossi was dismissed as his boyhood club, with whom he had signed a contract until 2027 in June, sits 16th in Serie A with 3 points after 4 matches. The sudden second comes after Roma drew 0 to Genoa on Sunday, throwing away what would have been the first win of the campaign in the final seconds of the match. Before we go, here again are the highlights. An Abuja Federal High Court has shifted the judgment in a suit seeking the removal of the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, to September 23rd. An Al-Qaeda-linked group has said it was behind an early morning attack in the Malian capital, Bamako. And in the Americas, Donald Trump has praised an amazing woman motorist who he said tailed an alleged gunman as he made his getaway after an apparent assassination attempt on the former president on Sunday, leading to a speedy arrest. And that was the world news on Radio Athinju. To view our channel, please follow us on Facebook, Radio Athinju, X, Radio Athinju, and YouTube, Athinju FM. My name is Stella Aderanti. Thanks for listening.